Oh there. Well, I just thought I'd do a 3-month video. After 3 months of ownership on the monkey, I thought I'd do a little video. Just to just to help people out who are thinking about getting one themselves. I think there's lots of really good videos out there, giving lots of different advice and whatnot. But I think in terms of actually living with them, someone especially a new to bikes like myself, I thought hopefully this will help somebody out. So yeah, so just to give a bit of a history of my riding, I'm 42 and I did my CBT last April, so I did it about a year or so ago. Did it to try and save some fuelage money really, and it's something I've always fancied doing. I've always fancied buying an old C90, as you see next there. So I kind of did it to get C90, but also realised then actually I fancy giving it a go, save some money. So I bought a Honda CB125F, which was touted as one of the best learner bikes you could possibly buy, and I can't argue with that. It was absolutely brilliant, but unfortunately it just didn't float my boat. It was just a little bit I wouldn't say boring, because motorbikes necessarily aren't boring, but it was just didn't have the styling or whatnot I was really after, and I really fancied the monkey. But being 6'4", it was everyone said I wouldn't fit and it wouldn't be any good for me, so I went for the CBF. Everybody sold that and then got on the waiting list, and Virtue Honda Stockton, very good dealership, highly recommend them. Went down, sold my Honda CB125F back to them. It was umming and ahhing between the Dax and the monkey, but I had to scratch the monkey itch, to be honest. And I wanted a geared bike. Really wanted a geared bike. So here it is. Obviously it's the 2023 model with the tartan seats. I was kind of undecided. I really like the black seats with the different colourways, but to be honest, I think it looks really well. I know a lot of people like the brighter colours with it being a monkey, but for me this black with that silver and white tank, it just looks excellent. Yeah, so again, bit of a novice rider still, but again a year riding under my belt on the 125s. Haven't really thought about doing my test yet. Probably will do at some point before the CBT runs out. But yeah, anyway, so I'm sure you've all seen them before, but obviously when you turn them on, you've got this little, there's blinking at you. There you go, 792 miles, 3 months. Lovely headlights are good. I've heard some people say that the headlights aren't very good and you need to upgrade and stuff. That's rubbish. I ride on my way back from work on a section of pitch black road, and they're absolutely fine, especially when you got the old full beams on. It's not on because the engine's on, but yeah, whatever, as far as I'm concerned, don't believe that. It's absolutely fine. The lights, as you can see, LED indicators, front and back. And if you see these Euro spec ones compared to the American ones, far nicer rear end with the light cluster, much better. Yeah, the tyres, it seems more sturdy with it being the chunky tyres. It seems a lot more sturdy than the CB125F was. On the thinner tyres, a bit more like the 125F tyres. It does feel sturdy, and with this big seat. One thing you hear a lot of people say is the seat is like sitting on a marshmallow and all that. It's not, if I'm being brutally honest. It's comfy, don't get me wrong, it's nice. But I was expecting it to be softer. Whether maybe I haven't ridden enough bikes. I've seen some bikes where it looks like you're sitting on a brick wall. So I imagine compared to them, it is like a marshmallow. But someone who hasn't ridden bikes particularly, it is softer than the 125F. But don't think that you're going to be sitting on a sofa like some of the reviews say. Ain't gonna happen. Personally, I like the stock exhaust. A lot of people say you have to change them. I like it. This cover here really keeps the heat off your legs, so I really like that. So I'm not bothered about getting a new one. And also as well, I'm probably about 15 stone, just a bit over, and everyone says that it bottoms out, but it really does bottom out. if I'm being honest. This stock suspension seems fine to me. Yeah, if I get some sort of video capabilities hooked up, I'll obviously do a video on a ride. But front suspension is great. One thing I would say is the brakes are brilliant. Everyone says the brakes are good, but the brakes are better than the CB125F. Definitely, really good brakes. Clutch, really high clutch, dead soft, but really high. So the biting point's really quite high up. I think they're supposed to be like that. When I had its 600-mile service, I just double checked it if that was the case, and it was confirmed it was. I've been told that it's good to get the extenders on there, and I can only say yes, it is. I have to move my shoulder quite a bit to look behind me. Haven't got them yet, but I think that's something that they've said is a definite for these bikes, and I agree absolutely. You definitely need those if you're a bit wider. What else? In terms of the miles per gallon and the how many miles you get out of the tank, massively over-egged by Honda and by quite a few of the videos, to be honest. You get about 100 miles. I'm consistently getting 100 miles out of the tank, and it only costs a fiver to fill it up to brim it. So it's crude maths, I think I've worked out, it's about 140, 135 miles per gallon, which is unbelievable, obviously, but it's not the 190 or the 250, 300 miles out of the tank that some videos are quoting. It absolutely isn't. If you go on the forums as well, everyone's getting about that 100 to 120 miles out of the tank. I'm quite heavy, so I imagine that's not helping the issues. But yeah, tyres are good. I like the look of them, but you do feel them. You do compared to the CBF, they feel a little bit. You feel the road a bit more. It's not as smooth, I would say. Even though it's a lovely bike and everything, it rides lovely, but it's just not as smooth as the CB125F was. Probably due to the size and whatnot with the smaller wheels. In terms of being quite tall, I'm 6'4". There's no doubt it's a small bike. Absolutely, you can't get away from that. People laugh when they see me on it. It is, but in the same breath, you know, I've had old minis for most of my adult life, and it's something I'm not really bothered about. The only issue I have, whether it's just to do with my aging body or my dodgy legs or something, the top of my left hip, I think my hip flexor, is started to hurt on the first ride back. I thought nothing of it. And it's just steadily been there every time I ride the monkey. If I go out for a little ride around the country roads for half an hour, it does quite sore. I'm hoping it's just something my body will get used to, or maybe I've just got to do a bit more leg exercises. But it's one of them. Might just be down to me. But in terms of if you're 6'4", can you ride it? No doubt, of course you can. If you're over 6 foot, you can. It's whether you want to. I'm happy riding a little bike. You know, I think it's such a cool bike. The ownership of it is just brilliant. The miles per gallon, you know, it's just a great bike. So I'll live with that. Everyone says it's such a fun bike to ride. I haven't really got anything to gauge it with. I know being brand new, I know it's no good to anybody who's looking to know if it is a good bike. It's more fun than the CB125F, no doubt. Compared to the old Cub, obviously it's like jumping into something like a sports bike. Obviously it is, but in the same breath, I'm enjoying riding any bike. So take from that what you will. But all the other videos of these experienced bikers who are saying how great it is to ride and how much fun it is, you know, take that better than me saying it's fun, because I think any bike I find fun, with it being new and still a bit of a novelty. Yeah, that's about it really. I think, like I say, genuinely very happy with it. A bit disappointed with my leg being a bit dodgy, but hopefully that will help out. Miles per gallon, again, trust me, it's not as they all say. But if you're a tall rider, if you weigh 15 stone, there's no reason why you can't ride it. But people will come up to you and ask you if it's a kid's bike. People will have a bit of a chuckle, but you know, that doesn't bother me whatsoever, because look how cool it is. It's an absolute beaut. Anyway, right, cheers. Take care, and I'll see you soon.